Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's the Chillmeister Chris Gary. It's Mike Soltez, aka Mr. Ohio. It's Andrew Benjamin from all the way out in South Dakota, or actually North Dakota. And you're watching and listening to a very special Super Rising 4 preview edition of Focus Fights Audio. I guess this would be a crossover between Focus Fights Audio and the We Are Rising podcast. But still, no. Andrew Benjamin, how are you, sir? It's been a while since we last spoke.
Doing good. Well, I guess technically the last time we've done for a while since we've done like a preview show. We're not counting the award show. I guess let's not count that. That's kind of like, I guess, non-canon. Let's consider that non-canon. But yes, for a preview, certainly a preview. Yes.
Yeah, of course. But other than that, I'm pretty sure you're doing good trying to get fights. I mean, at least I would hope so, because your amateur MMA career is still going strong, is it not?
Yeah. But, it's amateurs. It's not exactly as consistent as the pros.
Understood, dude. Understood. Because I know that when it comes down to, amateur fights, I know you got a few years on me in age, but you still have to go through the same grind as everybody else.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But
it's even tougher. It's actually in some ways it's tougher. Sorry. I just want to say that.
Yeah, of course. And Mike, how about you? Are you just as excited as I am for this upcoming fight card?
I am. I as I said on the We Are Rising podcast, I think it's a really solid card on paper. There's only one real mismatch, and that's the women's title fight, as Andrew and I discussed, but we can go in more detail on that. Overall, this is one of the better or more well-matched cards, I think, that Shingo has done in his tenure as Rising matchmaker. I applaud him for the matchmaking. It's pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah, of course. Shingo Kashiwagi does a hell of a good job when it comes down to, making fights. He doesn't get a lot of credit for what he does.
No, and you would think when Sakakibara if Sakakibara steps down, he would be at the very least the logical successor, if not front man, the actual, in charge of the operation.
Exactly. Especially considering the fact that, you just don't get 10 years of basically being somebody's right-hand man just by, following along with the plot. You basically get 10 years from learning just by knowing what somebody is doing above them.
Yeah. And also having experience from King of the Cage, I believe it is, helps as well.
Yeah, of course, especially considering the fact that he went from almost being a fighter for the promotion to basically being one of the most respected underclassmen or one of the respected middlemen in all of combat sports.
Yeah. And then the other, I'm just saying, not to get off topic too much, but the other person who could potentially be the front man would be Kei Sasahara, the former Dream producer.
Oh. I could probably think so, especially considering the fact that, Dream was good when it lasted, but Sasahara basically helped make that promotion grow for the short time it was there.
Yeah, but MMA was in a downturn in Japan at that point. The Koktogi bubble had already burst, so nothing was saving that era.
Oh, yeah, of course. And Andrew, what say you? Do you think that Shingo Kashiwagi could be a good successor to Nobuyuki Sakakibara?
First off, just a little brief off topic. Just want to say rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, one of the greatest heavy metal lead vocalists of all time. Just want to get that out there. Other than that, I thought the word was that Jay Wolf was going to be taking over Verizon after the New York office, the LA office gets built. No, just kidding. I think Shingo could. I don't see why not. So, but here's the thing. So there's a difference. There's a huge difference between being booker and promoter. Now, say what you want. Now, listen, I don't think any of us are fans of Vince McMahon, but he understood both. He was kind of doing both. And so if Shingo is going to become the face of Ryzen, the promoter. You need a little bit more. I don't want to charisma. Maybe he's gonna have to. He's Shingo's a pretty laid back, I'd say, and I would hope he can get that bombastic that's personality that's needed for a promoter sometimes.
And that's why I was suggesting, Andrew, maybe in the interim case, Sasahara as the front man.
Mm-hmm. He'd be good. I know it's funny. I remember a while ago, maybe a few years ago, I think it was when Mikuru wasn't fighting a lot. I saw a lot of people on Japanese Twitter saying that he should be the one who takes over for Bara. And I'm like, it's not a bad idea. Remember when UFC rumors Dana White was stepping out and everybody was saying, oh, Chael Sonnen should be like the guy who runs UFC. I remember that was a talking point for a while.
I mean, it's Hunter Campbell, I believe, is the supposed successor for UFC, but that's another issue entirely with TKO and all that. Yeah.
I think I don't see why Shingo can't, but then I'm assuming that if he's going to be promoter, you got to have somebody who's going to be booker. Maybe that could be Hafid, maybe Sasahara and Saiki from Deep will just take over that position kind of unofficially, or maybe they'll get another person as well. So yeah, because I don't know how does someone, because there's really no there's no school for booking pro wrestling or MMA. You just kind of fall into it, I feel like.
Yeah. The only other person I can think of is the former producer of K1, not Kakuda, the one previous, the former announcer, I think he was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But I forgot his name. Yeah, I guess that's possible. Yeah. I saw, but too long didn't listen. I don't see why Shingo can't become the guy who leads Ryzen after Bara.
Cool. But we're getting off topic, but I just thought it might be someone worth talking about briefly.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, as long as it brings about lively conversation as to who's next for, Sakaki Bara. I mean, what's next for post Sakaki Bara? Might as well basically start from there, right?
Yeah, you may as well start building the infrastructure now.
I don't know. I feel like Bara's one of those guys who says he's going to retire, but then doesn't want to. He's part of that weird sect of people. Again, Vince McMahon, maybe even Dana White, just those people who are always working no matter what. And I feel like, I don't know. Maybe he says he wants to retire. I think, what was the age? He said 60. He said he wants to give up Ryzen, or he wants to step down.
In a couple of years, I thought, but
we'll
see.
Yeah, I would. It would have to be like I'll have to see it to believe it first, because everybody, how many people say they retire and then don't retire?
I mean, he could be Warren Buffett.
Is Warren Buffett officially retired?
No, I'm saying like he could work into his 90s. I don't know.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
Sorry, or Bob Arum.
I don't see, Nobuyuki Sakaki Bara working until he's, of old age, like what Bob Arum and even Don King, unfortunately, are doing now. But still,
I wish I had the flags I wish I had a bunch of flags so I could wave them as my tribute to Don King.
Only in America.
Only in America, and he has the freaking jacket of himself.
Oh my God!
He's still alive, right? He's like in his 90s.
He is alive, and he's from Cleveland. Actually, funny story. My mom met him at what was that? It was like a TJ Maxx of all places. I think one of those types of stores. He had his flags. He had his entourage with him buying stuff. I wish I was there.
Wow.
He seems like a TJ Maxx type of shopper.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, considering how irrelevant he is in boxing now, that's probably all he can afford.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, when it comes down to that, let's just hope that when it comes down to Sakaki Bara eventually leaving Ryzen, he goes out, bowing out gracefully instead of going down in a blaze of glory.
Like he could have done if this was 15, 16 years ago, 17 years ago?
About 20 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Talking about the days of Pride FC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a story for another day.
Mm-hmm. But still, though, enough about talking about past and future successors. We're here to talk about what's here and what's, I wouldn't say now, but coming up this weekend. We got Super Rising 4 from the Saitama Super Arena in Saitama City, Saitama Prefecture, Japan. It'll be taking place live on Rising.tv with coverage starting at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, and you will see 18 great fights in the Superior Rule set, including 2 world title fights and 2 Grand Prix tournaments continuing. One in the Rising Heavyweight Grand Prix, which had reached the semifinals. The other in the Rising Flyweight Grand Prix, which will be starting with 5 fights on the docket from that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get off into talking about the fight card, I think the Fallen Star has a question he wants to ask, and it's predictions for major announcements at Super Rising 4.
Major announcements or just announcements? I don't know.
There's been no buzz as far as I know about major announcements unless something is like out of nowhere.
I think I'll take a guess that they'll announce Ren Hiramoto for something.
Is he still hurt?
He may be still hurt, but if he's slated to come back, or if he is, will be, let's say, not injury free by let's say September or before the Rise and 51 show. Actually, I should say, would they put him on the 51 show? Well,
No, I was going to say I would think they'd save him for New Year's Eve. But that being said, that new venue in Nagoya, I think, seats 20,000 people. So because if I remember right, I think the Naoya Inoue versus MJ Akmadali, a fight a few weeks earlier, is at that venue.
Yeah. What were they announcements at Landmark 11? I don't remember there being any.
No, I don't think so. Maybe Chihiro's return.
Oh, that's possible. I could possibly see
Chihiro Suzuki to return that damn quickly, especially considering the fact that he just had a fight like about a month or so ago.
Right, and that would have been 4.5, almost 5 months since the Mikuru fight. So I mean, that's possible. Maybe Satoshi defending the title.
Oh, that's possible. That's a good one. Yeah, he'll be there anyway. He'll be in Kleber's corner.
Maybe you book him immediately against the winner of Patricky and Nomura.
Yeah, that would work.
Because 8 weeks should be enough time. Would be enough turnaround, I think, for the winner of that fight, provided they're not injured.
I don't know. 8 weeks. That's maybe they'll announce him for a New Year's Eve show. I mean, then again, the show's in Nagoya, so that would make more sense for him. I don't know. I'm really against I have to say I'm like, especially with somebody like Satoshi, even if Patricky finishes Nomura in 10 seconds, it's I don't know. I just feel like you just really can't. You're making that weight cut as well. I think that's the other thing as well, is that people forget is that you could come out injury free, but listen, doing going from a weight cut and then you have 8 weeks again because you put on all that weight on the day of the fight. Now you have to. I don't like it. That's why I'm not upset that.
In a Shadow Live title defense.
Yeah, that's a weird thing because it's weird because this Rise of 51 show is kind of like a weird it's kind of like a bottle episode. I feel like there should be I feel like Rise of 51 should be first and then Super Rising should be after, and then you can announce stuff for New Year's because it's I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. I'm really at a loss for
I would think the featherweight title fight, the second round of the finals of the heavyweight Grand Prix, I believe, and then the second round of the flyweight GP, I'm assuming.
Plus the third fight of the flyweight Grand Prix as well,
if there is one. Because remember, the one with the least amount of votes of those 5 is going to be the reserve.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, to be honest, I think that's a bunch of bullshit when it comes down to the whole fan vote because, I understand it's more so toward the domestic audience, but even still, some of these fans just don't know how to vote
True, but that's
the thing, Chris. It's not even Sorry, Chris, to correct you. It's not even a fan vote. It's influencers and media members. So it's not even fans that are voting.
I mean, and that's even fucking worse, to be honest, when you add the Japanese influencers.
Yeah, so Godsmatov and Torres might be shortchanged here.
I mean, come to think of it, I would hope Torres isn't shortchanged because, Andrew, I think you and I both interviewed the man before, and, he seems pretty amped up and psyched up to be competing on this card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But interesting. What?
And by the way, Fallen Star is basically saying, I'm surprised the Sakaki Bar won't announce another UFC star is coming while they're sitting at ringside. I just figure he'll continue this tactic for the tentpole shows from now on.
So, the Sean O'Malley thing was, so he was supposed to come for the boxing thing, the Ryan Garcia. He was going to be commentating for that. Yeah. And I'm guessing they're like, okay, we already paid for the tickets. Might as well just have him come here still. So that's why. I'm trying to think. Wasn't there somebody else that was it was him and then Jiri? I mean, but Jiri was like that was for, the Otoko Matsuri show was like an anomaly. There's really there's no UFC. There's no reason to have any UFC guys come and do like a hey, whatever. I
mean, they did have Pereira at Otoko Matsuri. I mean, I believe it was.
Oh yes, yes, yes. They had Poton, but again, that was just kind of like it was kind of the atmosphere that kind of was like okay, it makes sense. The other thing is also that like I still believe that they're not allowed to have any UFC champions on that show because remember he did lose the title before that to Ankalev. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think. So, like, will Kai maybe make an appearance? Possibly. Technically, he's a UFC. Well, when is he fighting? When is he fighting again?
Isn't it in August?
Okay, I don't know why. I thought it was this month. Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably get Kai. That technically counts.
I mean, come to think of it, Kai will probably be in Mikuru's corner in the main event.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Or in Hiroya's.
He'll be in both, probably.
Either or. I mean, he's probably he's still a man about town when it comes down to some of these rising fighters. But still, though, enough about all that. Let's go ahead and get going and talk about the first fight on the card, which, of course, unfortunately, I'm looking at Tapology, not Sherdog. So sorry, Andrew, in advance. But still, though. By order of the most importance as far as this fight card goes, the de facto main event will probably be the rematch from Rising 21 back in, I think, 2021.
June of 2021.
Yeah, of course. Kleber Koike versus Mikuru Asakura. Andrew, you got the particulars on this fight?
I mean, Mikuru, JTT, Kleber, half Brazil, half German, half Japanese. Mikuru full Japanese. Kind of interesting. They're both that Kleber is coming off that big loss off of Shaduliev. Mikuru is coming off the win off of Chihiro. So yeah, it'll rematch. This was a pandemic match, and now we're kind of getting a solid rematch a few years after. I admit it was kind of like against it, but I've kind of warmed up to this main event a little bit more than when initially announced.
Okay. I guess I can go ahead and read off the partial particulars. Not saying that those weren't good, but still though.
Well, because I don't give a shit how tall they are, unless he's like 6'7" or something. I don't keep track of that shit.
Understood, dude. Understood. But still though, when it comes down to Kleber Koike, he's 34-8-1, just coming off of a featherweight loss to Rajabali Shadulayev back in May at the aforementioned Otoko Matsuri show. Of course, we all know where he's from, Shizuoka, Japan, by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Mikuru is 33, and he just came up, representing Japan top team to the fullest. And he just came off of a I mean, let me see. He just came off of a win over Chihiro Suzuki, which, to be honest, it wouldn't make sense to put Chihiro Suzuki back on a future card down the line. But hey, Mikuru Asakura makes no difference either, because why are they basically... I mean, I understand there's a reason for having time off, but still, though, when it comes down to Mikuru Asakura being put on a card almost, 90 days later, do you think that's too damn quick?
On me?
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask that. I mean, you can go ahead.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think motivation's a factor here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both guys, like Mikuru, you would think, would be a little more, not compromised, but a little more weary, I guess, because he went to a decision, whereas Kleber got starched in a minute. I know that he got knocked out, but the fight was so quick. But both of them have had roughly the same amount of time to train, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I am not sure, but I do think that Kleber I would imagine he would have a psychological advantage because of winning the way he did last time.
I mean, come to think of it, I can understand that, especially considering that, back in 2021, these two fighters were completely different fighters, especially compared to where they are now. I mean, for fuck's sake, Kleber's now a two-time world champion, whereas what has Mikuru Asakura been doing other than starting up, breaking down, and then obviously putting over a music career that feels like a, shout out to Oscar De La Hoya in his golden era.
Oh my God. Yeah, but there's one difference. At least Oscar was nominated for a Latin Grammy.
True. But as long as Mikuru's not fucking walking around in high heels and garments, I mean, the dude...
Oh, or Roy Jones Jr.
Oh my God.
Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah, y'all must have forgot. I smoked, I drank.
I knocked Virgil Hill out with a body shot.
Yes, of course. But still, though, point of the matter is, this fight is a hell of a lot different now compared to what it was 4 years ago. Whereas now you have Kleber Koike Earps as the top guy in, right. You have Kleber Koike Earps as one of the top contenders in the promotion, despite being a former two-time champ. As far as Mikuru Asakura goes, he's only there because of popularity.
Essentially, like it or not, Mikuru, you could argue, is the ace of Rizin, because he's by far the biggest draw. He attracts a different type of crowd that very few, maybe only Hiroya, can draw.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why he gets all those main events.
I mean, that I can totally understand with you, Mike, especially considering the fact that he's... I mean, again, it's like I said, aside from breaking down, things have changed a lot with Mikuru, other than the fact that, he got smashed by Ren Hiramoto in that last man standing fight.
Yeah. So, he got blitzed. But I would imagine that his mentally, I would think he's in a good place because of beating Chihiro, and that he's got that confidence. I would think he has his confidence back enough. Whereas Kleber might be, I know I said earlier he would have a psychological advantage, but there is also the possibility that Kleber is gun shy after getting knocked out the way he did by Shaduliev. Like, that was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he can make the excuse, he can make it in his mind the reason that it was a premature stoppage, and lots of fighters do that in order to keep their confidence, psych themselves up, whatever the case may be. But the psychological battle, I think, will be just as interesting as the tactical battle, because you wonder if Mikuru will be better prepared for the elbows this time.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, at least I would hope so, considering the fact that you know last time out it did not go Mikuru's way.
No.
And hopefully this time they'll be on an even playing field. Now, before we continue on with talking about the other fights, Andrew, do you have anything else you'd say about this fight?
Let me think. I was trying to think of like some different stuff than what I said 2 days ago. But I mean, yeah, I think I'm picking Mikuru to win this. I do think Shaduli. I mean, sorry, that Kleber's coming off that knockout, first time he's ever been knocked out in a fight, and Mikuru's definitely riding a wave of confidence. Even though I think the stoppage was kind of bullshit for his Chiro fight, I think that win was a win that he absolutely needed, or else we would. I'm guessing we probably wouldn't have this rematch. And if he, it would hopefully not happen as well. But yeah, Mikuru's has been. I think he got really caught up with breaking. I was about to say Breaking Bad, Breaking Down. The last few years because it was at its peak popularity. Breaking Down right now, I'm not gonna say it's losing popularity, but it's definitely dipping. That peak has kind of worn off, and it's kind of. Aniki kind of said it's losing its flavor at this point, but it's still popular. It's still very, 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 very popular. But I think because it's not as peaky. I'm actually. It seems like he is really trying to mount a comeback for his MMA career. You know, it's so funny. There are some athletes who just do not care about legacy. But there's athletes who absolutely like that is like, you know, they are ego driven. I mean, look at The Rock, probably the most ego driven man like anything almost. Jordan as well. And so Mikuru, I feel like might be one of those people where like, yeah, you know what? He stopped caring about fighting, stopped caring about putting the hours into training, all that stuff. And then after a few losses, kind of just like he just woke up one day and was like, you know what? This is not the way I want to go out. And yeah, I think I'm picking Mikuru to win this. Based on I keep on wanting to say Shaduliev. Kleber coming off that Shaduliev knockout, and you know, some knockouts change a fighter, and my brain is telling me this is one of those that does, and I think we'll see a different Mikuru compared to the first fight they had.
Understood. I mean, if anything, I'll probably go for. I wouldn't say I want to beat a dead horse when it comes down to Kleber Koike's career, but still, I think this is going to probably be a bounce back fight for Kleber just as much as it will be for Mikuru. But then again, you also have to realize, is Mikuru still going off of the ringing of the ears that he got from that knockout against Ren Hiromoto? I mean, come to think of it, when it comes down to that, I would think that would play a huge factor in the upcoming fight between Asakura and Kleber. Wouldn't you think?
Or I'll just go. You could. I mean, it honestly could. We're gonna have to wait till bell time. I'm gonna go with Kleber. I just think that he'll find a way to get Mikuru to the ground somehow and submit him. I don't think Mikuru's ground game has improved that much enough to offset Kleber. Could be wrong. I hope I am. It's in Ryzen's best interest to have Mikuru win. I just think Kleber will get him at some point with a submission, whether it be a leg lock, a choke, whatever the case may be. Mikuru's literally got to fight a perfect fight. I mean, and he doesn't have the one-punch power that Shaduliev does. That's another thing, unless Kleber's chin is completely gone. So we will see.
Understood. With that, can we move on to the next fight, which will be the second of 2 title fights on this card?
I'll be right back.
Okay, Andrew, you want to go ahead and talk about the second of these two title fights that are going to take place?
Well, which one are we talking?
We're talking about Naoki Inoue, who will be defending his Rising Bantamweight Championship for the second time against Ryuya Fukuda, who will be looking to become the third deep champion to become a Rising champion. You got any particulars on that?
Well, Inoue is from. Do they still? I think the publication still lists him as like Cerro Longo, even though he doesn't train there anymore. He's at Sonic Squad now. He's been there for like the last years, and Fukuda's from a gym called Mibaru, which I never. Oh, excuse me. Which is like I don't know. I never heard this place, and I don't know where it is. I think it's in the sticks, I believe. So, but yeah, Fukuda's been around. You know, if you go to the Tapology page, you see like this young kid, and like that's one thing that Tapology absolutely must update is what Fukuda looks like now, because he looks like he looks like somebody from a Yakuza movie at this point, a Yakuza video game, I should say. So yeah, that is Tapology needs to update that picture of his. But yeah, and deep champion, like you said, deep bantamweight champion. Only lost to really good guys as well. And in a way, former UFC fighter, former deep champion, I think as well. Way back. But both young, both in their 20s. 20s and veterans.
And come to think of it, in the case of Inoue, he just turned 28. In the case of Fukuda, he just turned 33.
Oh, I thought Fukuda was still in his 20s.
I mean, you might think because of the Tapology picture, he would look like he's in his 20s, but it's like you said, Fukuda's a much different person than how he used to look.
Yes, yeah. I think this is his 1, 2. I think this is only his third fight at bantamweight, if I'm correct. I believe.
Fukuda, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that I can understand. But still, though, you have to think of the significance of what I just said. Fukuda could have the chance to become the third deep jewels champion, to become a Rising champion. Obviously, the other two are Seika Izawa, who was the double champion in both Deep Jewels and Rising. And I think the Fighting Bull Juntaro Ushiku was the first champion to hold Deep and Rising gold. So you have to think about it here, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually, first of all, Combat Sports Today say let's go. Hey,
what's going on?
Glad we can hear from you, dude. But still, though, point of the matter, Rising Fight Week. Yes, definitely this is, because you're not gonna hear anybody talk about that BS going on in Abu Dhabi. But still, though, point of the matter is, when it comes down to Fukuda, and Mike, I will start with you. Do you think that the historical significance of this fight on his side, would probably make people want to believe that Fukuda has a legitimate chance to become the third deep champion, to become Rising champ?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know he knocked out impressed me with knocking out a former kickboxer in Ryusei Ashizawa in less than a minute, which surprised me. I thought Ashizawa was going to beat him, quite honestly. But Fukuda impressed me with his striking, because Inoue is an underrated striker. And then I do think that he's been on a very nice roll in deep. I think he's won his last 3-4 fights, I want to say it is. He looked like I said, he looked awesome against Ashizawa, and he's worthy of his title shot. And I do think he'll be motivated. Question is, can he hang with Inoue's grappling?
I see. Andrew, what say you? Do you think that this fight has any significance for Fukuda?
I mean, it's going to be the biggest fight possibly, I think, of his career. So significant that way. He's a great fighter. I think he's great. He's a great fighter. He's only lost to guys that are really like I would say top fighters. Yeah, I don't unfortunately think he's going to win this. I think Inoue is going to outwork him, outpiece him in every facet of MMA. Striking, grappling, wrestling, takedowns, defense. I think Inoue is really going to. I mean, listen. Then again, I don't know. We may have just seen Inoue's decline after that Montoya fight. I thought that he was going to walk through Montoya, but I can always forgive one bad performance, but until I see a second one, I'm going to have to pick Inoue just by sheer domination.
I see. And I mean, come to think of it, when you look at Inoue's recent 2 fights, it was a knockout win over Social Kim, and he don't get a lot of knockouts often, but he just recently had a decision win over Yuki Montoya, and Yuki's no pushover. I mean, the dude's a former 2-division deep champion for a reason.
Yeah, he is. Like Andrew said, I do think Inoue is better in all the aspects, but I do think Fukuda is underrated. And I do think Fukuda has a really good pace. And I think Inoue struggles with people who have a good pace because he has tired before. So that might be something that might be part of Fukuda's game plan, is to wear Inoue out. That is definitely something I could see happening. So I'm going to go with Inoue myself by decision. Now that I think about it again, but it wouldn't shock me if Inoue or if Fukuda beats him.
Understood. Now, when it comes down to this particular fight, how long do you think? I mean, I know that you, Andrew, want to see Inoue win via sheer destruction, but how long do you think the fight will last?
I think he'll go all 3 rounds. I think Fukuda is tough enough that he won't get finished, but I just think that he's going to just get dominated by Inoue. I don't know. I guess if you had to tell me to crunch your numbers, I think maybe 30-29 him to a decision.
I see. Mike, what say you?
I'm going to go with Inoue by decision. I think Fukuda's too experienced and too good in every aspect of the game to get stopped.
Understood. I'm not going to pick any fights because I know that, pick these fights kind of make me feel claustrophobic, but still don't. I just hope that these two can have a damn good scrap. And if the title changes hands for Fukuda, it's definitely going to be significant for Deep, because it'll just prove that even though they've been around through the eras of Pride, Dream, and now Rising,
and Sengoku.
Yeah, Sengoku too. They basically, have proved their worth over the years of just basically outlasting everybody.
Essentially, they're an incubator for Rising talent.
Oh yeah, just as they were an incubator for Pride and Dream and Sengoku talent as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, it only seems like certain talent are. There's just some guys from Deep that never come back to her. Like, where's Yamato Fujita been? This guy is like one of the top 5 weights and is still like his last fight in Rising was how long ago was that?
3 years, 3 years. I think it was Okinawa.
Like it was longer.
I thought
it was longer.
I thought it last fought in Okinawa.
He probably last fought for Rising in Okinawa, but he's now blazing a trail in UAE Warriors.
It's got to be a political thing, I would imagine.
How would you say it's a political thing?
Probably pissed off. He may have pissed off someone where they don't want to book him.
I think it was almost beating tension that maybe like fucked any sort of thing, because he was not supposed to. He got punished because they had a kickboxing rematch and he got knocked out on that, so that should have been punishment enough.
Yeah, very true. And he beat freaking Mitsuhisa Tsunabe of all people to get there.
Why has Yuki Kondo not been in Rising yet?
That's a surprise.
You think that he have won at least one fight?
Yeah, like TK did. Or TK had a couple, but
like Tsugaki did, like Tatsuya Kawajiri did.
Yeah, but Kawajiri
was still active.
Yeah, Kawajiri wasn't 50 years old.
Wow. Kind of hard to think that, but still, though, enough about talking about all that. Let's go to the first of the first of two world title fights on this card, and that is the undefeated Starflower Seika Izawa defending her Rising Flyweight title for surprisingly the second time after all of these breaks and non-title fights against I guess former or current Road FC standout Eugene Shim, who is 3-0 and 1 no contest, and basically just fighting just to gain some type of relevancy. But we all know this is a mismatch, right, Andrew?
100% a mismatch. 100%. 1,001% a mismatch. Might be the worst fight in this card, quite honestly. Like, they could have like not had it. I wouldn't have even been like, oh, where's Seiki's? We need a Seikizawa fights. Yeah.
Okay, but still though, point of the matter is Izawa is undefeated, 15-0. Fighting out of the Takamoto Dojo. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not even supposed to mention the fucking team names of where they fight because you would get pissed at me mentioning names that are still put on Tapology, not Sherdog. But still though, when it comes down to it, Izawa in Rising or Deep Jewels has just been dominant. I mean, here comes Eugene Shin. All she's done is fight in South Korea all her entire career, which of course it makes sense because she is from Songtan, South Korea. But still, though, when it comes down to, I know you say, Andrew, this is a mismatch. I'm just wondering, how long do you think this fight will last, in your opinion?
I'll say I think Izawa finishes her 3 minutes or less round.
3 minutes or less than round one?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's kind of pushing it a little too. That's kind of a little harsh, don't you think?
No. This is a woman who's never made atom weight. Actually, she was supposed to have an atom weight fight this year. She missed weight for that fight. And she won, and then that became a no contest. She's only 3-0. Yeah. She has no significant wins over anybody important. So, yeah. This is when exactly when TJ Dillashaw had to face Joe Soto. This is on like a day's notice because Hennenbrow hit his head on a bathtub. This is them.
Oh my god!
But even at least Joe Soto at least had like a good number of fights, and it was like an intriguing what if maybe. But this Eugene Shin is, I'm sorry.
Not to mention, Joe Soto was one of the first Bellator champions to cross over to the UFC.
That's true. Yeah, that's the result. Yeah, no, it's trash. This fight's trash.
Mike, your thoughts on this fight?
Same deal. It's a mismatch. I'm thinking I'll be generous. Early second round submission win for Izawa. I'm trying to think of a comparison in MMA. I'll try to think of boxing because it is trash. I would. Y'all probably won't know who this is, but it'd be like if an old school champion Virapol Sahapram was fighting a Mexican jobber named Ricardo Bajares. It was just a complete freaking mismatch. Sahapram won by third round KO, TKO, KO, whatever it was. It was just a complete mismatch.
Come to think of it, you might have to send me the link to that fight when we're done talking here because, I think it's probably, Sahapram, isn't he one of those Thai fighters that don't get a lot of credit?
Yeah, 2-time bantamweight champion, came from Muay Thai and won a world title in his fourth pro fight.
Yeah, of course he don't get a lot of credit because, they put a lot of pressure on him from his fourth boxing match on.
Right. I'm just saying, like, that comparison, that's how big of a mismatch it is.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, anyway. Surely they could have found someone better.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that Mexico...
You're muted, Andrew.
Sorry. They had someone on the card. Her name is Mauricio Suda.
Yeah, but they wanted... that probably... But who would they have had Noel fight? This girl?
I tell her to get another fight and shoot though. They could, you could fight the Korean girl. I think that would have been at least a fair enough because they're both, in terms of records, kind of similar.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that would have been interesting.
No,
So,
I think that would have been the fight, the two fights to make. Just switch around. We said that's always happened to Rise, and we're like, why didn't you? Seems like more sense to make this fighter fight this person and make that person fight that person. Oh, there, right there.
Yeah,
because so here's the other thing. I'm so sorry to interrupt. This will be my last quick thing. This woman, this fighter has only fought atom weight once, and she missed weight for that. So now your risk. This is not even a case of there's a chance she might miss weight even for this fight.
Now was atom weight when she missed weight 108 or was it 105?
I think Road FC does it like I think they do it super atom weight, I believe. I could be wrong though.
Okay.
But still though, now that y'all mentioned the Moeri Suda versus Noeru Narita, aka Noel fight, I mean, let's talk about it.
Yes. This is going to be a good one.
When it comes down to this particular fight, you got 13-6 Moeri Suda versus 2-1 Noel. I mean, when it comes down to both of these ladies, they both fought in Deep Jewels. They both fought in the case of one of them, I think they fought for Black Combat.
Moeri Suda, I think.
Yeah, but still, though, you got the Black Diamond representing Scorpion Gym. You got Noel representing the Abe Ane Combat Club, otherwise known as AACC for short. I mean, do y'all think that this will be a better matchup than the title fight that'll take place?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, tell me why.
Do you want to go first, Andrew?
Sure. Also, this is kind of just a little bit of breaking news. Apparently, Suda, Hamazaki, I think Vagino as well. A bunch of those girls just left AACC. Don't know why. I'm not so sure why. Usually, when a group of people leave, there's something bad that's going on. So, just speculation on my part. But anyway, this will be so much better. The one thing you do have to worry about is sometimes that when two people have a very similar skill, they sometimes don't want to fight to their skills because they're afraid of maybe the other person, their opponents being better than them, and it comes on this causes a stalemate. Like with Nagano and Derek Lewis, where they're both not one punch knockout strikers, and what do? Nothing. So
they hated each other.
Yeah, basically have a boar fest for 15 minutes.
But I think these two, especially these two being so young as well, that's the other thing. They're both extremely young. Noelle is 17, I believe. 17, which is absurd. 17.
Yes.
So absurd.
2 months ago.
Yeah, and I think Suda's 21.
Yeah. Naturally, no. She's about to be 21, though.
Okay.
And so if this were a grappling match, like just pure BJJ, I would pick Noelle. I think she's actually an incredible grappler. You could see probably her most notable exhibition thing was on that JMMA Expo show last year. But this is MMA. It's not grappling. You start on the feet. Suda is much more experienced at this, and she's been listen, beating Hamazaki the way she did. That's levels, man. That is levels. So I have to pick Moray Suda. I don't know if she's gonna submit her, but I think she's definitely gonna get her hand raised.
And Mike, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Pretty much the same. I just think at the end of the day, Suda's experience, I think, 19 can be 20 pro fights compared to 3 or 4 for Noelle. I just think that gulf in experience and the class of opponent beating Hamasaki, even though she's 42, 43, whatever it is now, I still think she's good enough to where that win carries a lot of weight.
I mean, come to think of it, you're saying the win carries a lot of weight. Let's just say if Suda finishes off Noelle in impressive fashion, do you think this gets her a title opportunity?
Yes. Yes, 100%. Like, there's not that many, there's few, if any, left. Super atom weights that they can really use. And Suda, in theory, should be able to at least give Izawa a run for money on the ground.
So that's actually funny you say that. So here's my prediction: that if Suda wins, I think Izawa is going to challenge her because Izawa will do anything but fight Reina.
Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, why? Because Rena pulled out multiple times and she's done with it or something like that.
There's just political. There's political stuff because also Izawa's managed by Deep, by like Deep themselves. Reina is not with Deep, so yeah, there's political stuff. It's the same reason why that Oshima fight has never happened. Izawa's not a bad fighter. She's not a bad fighter, but she is, for someone of her skill level, is overly protected. If you especially look at her fights, more recent fights, it's kind of like she's fighting that down to that level. I mean, we saw it at New Year's Eve show. You know, she fought
the Argentine kickboxer who beat Panchon Rena.
You know what? That Argentine kickboxer, I'd much rather forget. I mean, because she had no fucking business being in the ring with Reina Kubota.
No, she didn't. No, but the matchmaking is what it is, and let's just hope these fights deliver.
Yeah, hopefully so, especially for the women's super atomweight division,
which needs an injection of new talent.
Yeah, and I mean, come to think of it, let's just play matchmaker here. If Yujin, Shin, and Noel really pull out the major upsets, would you book those two against each other?
Yeah, why not?
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that there's a rematch. I have to believe there's a rematch clause in Izawa's contract that if she loses, she gets a rematch. And even so, she has, even though like not defended her title a lot, she's at least defended. She's at least been winning. So you have to at least kind of put it that way. Yeah, no, I think you said if Shin wins, okay. No, Noelle needs a lot more. She needs to get a lot more kind of fights to get a title shot for her, in my opinion.
That hasn't stopped them from fast tracking and giving people title shots.
I mean, then again, so technically, I mean, but this fight already kind of like you set the precedent that there doesn't need to be, you don't need any sort of credentials to get a title shot. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess, yeah, we could say she gets a title shot because that would be on point for how Atomweight's being booked at this point.
I see. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the heavyweight Grand Prix because Zamziblor is basically asking us, who do we think will win it? I mean, let's go ahead and talk about it here. I mean, we got in one semifinal fight, Jose Augusto versus Marek Samochiuk. Augusto defeated Tsuyoshi Sudario in his first round fight. Marek Samochiuk defeated Daniel James, who, oh, by the way, just got off of winning and losing a fight in Karate Combat over the weekend.
Yeah.
In the heavyweight tournament over there, the one-night heavyweight Grand Prix over there. Mikio Ueda will take on Alexander Soldatkin. Ueda just defeated, who again? Let me check real quick. I'm sorry, I'm doing this shit on the fly. Oh, yeah, he defeated Shoma Shibisai via knockout in 63 seconds. And as far as Soldatkin goes, he defeated Prince Al-Nala in the one fight of this tournament that did not take place in a ring. It took place at Rising Landmark 11 inside the cage. But still, though, when it comes down to the quarterfinals of this heavyweight Grand Prix, do you think that, the quarterfinals just outright sucked? Mike, you go first.
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear you.
When it came down to the quarterfinals, of the Rising Heavyweight Grand Prix, out of the 8 fights that took place, out of the 4 fights that took place in that part of the tournament, do you think that those quarterfinals just sucked?
Multiple parts to that, Christian. Okay. One, the Ueda knockout was great.
Yep.
He saved that part of Otoko Matsuri because the other two fights were terrible. I thought that the fight with Prince and Soldatkin was decent. I give the Prince His Highness a lot of credit for fighting the way he did with that eye and with that bad, I believe it was I think his eye was swollen shut or damn near, as I recall. So there was that. I wasn't overly impressed with Soldatkin, but he looked like a legit fighter to me. His gas tank concerns me. Yeah, other than Ueda, I was just kind of whatever.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, Andrew, what were your overall thoughts about the first round of this tournament?
Pretty honestly, it was pretty fucking boring. And if anybody wants to get mad, I mean, even Sakakibara said that this tournament, that the heavyweight Grand Prix has not panned out the way that he hoped. And so, yeah, this is, heavyweight is heavyweight. Everybody wants big knockouts in heavyweights, but I want good fighters at heavyweights. And here's the thing: good fighters don't know how to knock out people. Soldatkin was fine. This guy, but he the way he fights tells me that like he's clearly like a UFC specific trained fighter. Like he would probably succeed extremely well in UFC. I feel like. I mean, he was until the illegal knee on Contender Series. Ueda is the only one who really the one who's been basically the savior of this tournament. And yeah, I hope that man gets to win. Really, this tournament has definitely not panned out. Also, the problem is that, God, most heavyweights suck now. I can't. There's no way to put it. There's the best heavyweight right now is not in UFC and not in Ryzen. His name is Francis Ngannou. I'm not even the biggest Tom Aspinall fan. And that may be sacrilegious to say, but I'm just like, I don't go like, oh man, I'm so excited to see Tom Aspinall fight. Like that doesn't I don't get that. It's not like Poatan or Jiri. I don't get that. I don't get. I just said it. I think was announced Gain versus
Cyril Gane, in Abu Dhabi.
Like, who cares?
Basically, saying that it's landing like a thud and not with a soft landing.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just not. It's just I'm not gonna be running to the movie theater to see that fight. I'll be running to see DDP versus Kazamat, but not Azamal versus Gain. I could tell you. But this Ryzen Heavyweight Grand Prix has been kind of thumbs down so far.
If you do, you're probably gonna be falling asleep halfway through. Believe me. But other than that, when it comes down to the eventual finals of this tournament, I mean, obviously, we're all thinking Ueda will win that fight against Soldatkin.
You're hoping.
Okay, we're hoping that Ueda finishes Soldatkin. But what about the Augusto versus Samuel Chiuk fight? Who do y'all see in that fight?
I have Augusto winning that fight by either late round knockout or decision. But honestly, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. At the end of the day, this Grand Prix was a decent idea on paper, but even if these semifinals are decent, it's not going to change the fact that ultimately it's inconsequential.
I see. Andrew, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, this tournament would have been only good if that Kyrgyzstani guy didn't get injured. He would have been the true ace of this tournament. But other than that, I agree with Mike. Like, I mean, I'm only watching because it's part of the Grand Prix. It's on a Riot show. But I would probably say I care more about the Izawa fights than this one because I don't care. Both of them looked not good in their previous fights. So it's just like I'm worried we're gonna get that. We're gonna get a repeat of that for this fight.
Hmm. And I mean, come to think of it, I mean, you're basically saying that whoever is going to win this fight is just going to get their ass handed to them by Ueda, right?
Well, so the whole thing is that this is coming down to supposedly is that Ryan Bader is going to be fighting the winner of this on New Year's Eve. Supposedly, things can change, but let's just assume that's what it goes through. Listen, Barra is going to be going to temples every day that Ueda wins this whole thing because Ryzen is not going to be happy to promote a Jose Augusto versus Ryan Bader match for the Ryzen heavyweight title on New Year's Eve. So this is basically this is the only thing is that Ryzen is hoping probably is that Ueda just mows down Soldakin and mows down Augusto Samoshuk, and then hopefully because any other than Soldakin could be interesting, but God, just imagine just saying just like Jose Augusto, Ryan Bader. You really want a Bellator potential main event?
Oh my God! Don't even think about that. Don't even think like that, Andrew, because that fight would probably turn many people off on the idea of watching the Rising New Year's Eve card. I mean, that would be even worse than Soldatkin versus Samochiyuk in the tournament final.
Which could very well happen.
Oh dear God!
They should have just given the Prince. I wish the judges were very corrupt and just gave the Prince based on the fact that he still was able to fight very well with no eyes, basically.
He had a chance to win because Soldakin was gassed.
Yeah, I know. The two guys who I was most interested in, who I wanted to see, wound up not. This guy Prince got eliminated, and the Kyrgyzstani guy got injured. So unfortunately, the two guys who I guess Ueda, I'm partially interested in, but yeah. And this tournament's not good, but that's what happens with heavyweights, kind of like 50-50. It's either going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of a fight that's going to be a little bit 50-50, what about Taka Kenshin versus Masashi the White Tiger Inada? Mike, you want to go first and talk about?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. I mean, Taka Kenshin sucks. Yeah. And Inada, I know he fought in Ryzen before. He was fine. I mean, if he's even remotely decent, he'll beat Taka Kenshin unless Taka Kenshin's been training his ass off. Other than that, I don't care.
I mean, come to think of it, Masashi Inada's most recent victory was against Stefan Smash Koiknon in Deep. And keep in mind, those two were supposed to have fought in Nagoya last year on that card, but still don't. I mean, if you're saying it's shit, then it might smell like a whole. It might smell like a whole bag full of manure. Andrew, what say you?
This will be entertaining. This will be stupidly entertaining. I have no doubt. And yeah, Taka Kenshin is maybe consistently the worst fight that Ryzen has ever brought in for like multiple fights.
Yeah, I was going to say Harry Stallone was pretty bad too.
Oh my God!
Oh no, that fight was exciting, but
it was exciting as hell. But it was he still sucked.
But Taka Kenshin lacks. They had to dig into the bowels for a welterweight, a disbarred lawyer heavy welterweight to get him a win.
Yeah.
And I think Ryzen was trying, well, before they made up, they wanted Taka Kenshin to get some wins and Sudari get some wins and book a match between those two. Now that they've made up, they're trained together, that's not going to happen. But yeah, Taka Kenshin, I think, is maybe the worst fighter to come that's regularly booked on Ryzen's shows. I just don't see any upside of him.
I was going to say, would you compare him to all those jobbers from Egyptian top team that one brought in over the years?
You know what? Speaking of, would you compare this fight to Bob Sapp versus Osunarashi?
That fight was immensely entertaining. This one will go to finish. I think Masashi Inada is gonna finish this guy.
Mm-hmm.
If Inada loses, he should kind of quit MMA because he should not be using. to somebody like Taka Kenshin. Also, I'm going to give credit to Ryzen as well, because I know this is kind of a prelim, but also not a prelim. But the reason why I don't like prelims is because this is only the second guy who's ever been elevated from a prelim to a main card. Yes. So the only other one is Ebichu. I'm not counting Onigiri-kun or Chihiro Suzuki. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't like these prelims, because listen, and I know certain Lycans will get angry for me saying this, but at least in UFC there's upward mobility, climbing the rankings and then eventually getting prelims to main card, title shot, contender, or whatever. But Ryzen doesn't seem to have that for guys that are booked on prelims for whatever reason.
I'm sure. And I mean, come to think of it, in the very least, let's just say Masashi Inada doesn't outright dominate him. He can at least go Siegfried and Royd on. He can at least go Siegfried and Royd on his ass and just gnaw at his genitals.
Or at the very least, he could hopefully get an all expenses paid trip to Peru.
Good one. Good.
That's the other thing. I don't know what exactly they haven't. Maybe at the press conference they'll actually let us know what the criteria is for what is considered the most exciting brawl or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they can dig up that who's the manliest competitor of the night award from Motoko Matsuri and just give it to whoever wins this damn fight.
Actually, that was hilarious. I wouldn't. What was one of them like the leg of a cow or something?
I think it was the leg of a cow, a whole bushel full of rice, and I don't know.
Wasn't it a barrel of sake or a barrel of rice?
Sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that, basically.
AKA used for a family gathering. Got it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, basically that shit wouldn't be enough for the winner of that fight. But still, though, at least it would give somebody, some type of, motivation to actually make this fight interesting. But still, though, enough talking about the heavyweights who won't deliver. Let's talk about the flyweights who most likely will deliver in this Grand Prix. And of course, I'm talking about the Flyweight Grand Prix in total. We got 5 fights taking place in the Flyweight Grand Prix, whereas the fans, as reality show-esque as this might be, the fans will decide who moves on. Again, talk about that reality show bullshit, but still, though, point of the matter is, we got Yuki Motoya versus, and I know I'm saying his actual full name, sorry, Andrew, Hiroya Kondo. We got Jose Shorty Torres versus Hiromasa Ogikubo, which Jose said to the both of us, Andrew, that this fight should have been a final fight. This fight should have been a semifinal fight at least. You got Yuki Ito versus Nkazimulo Zulu, who had a damn good fight against Kyoji Horiguchi to close out the year for the flyweight belt. And of course, he's one of the pillars of South African MMA. You got Ali Bek Gatzamatov, the undefeated Ali Bek Gatzamatov versus Takaki Soya. And you got, again, sorry for messing his name up, Makoto Shinryu Takahashi versus Ursin Badman Yamamoto, who, of course, just to mention, Ursin and Hiroya are both under 500. Ursin 5-7, Hiroya's 11-13-1.
Deceiving records.
Yeah, I know. But still, though, point of the matter is, the winner of this tournament becomes probably one of the top flyweights outside the UFC, but most definitely becomes the rising flyweight world champion.
Yes.
And to become in about a good 100 million yen richer.
Mm-hmm. And they'll eventually go to UFC. Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. But still, though, when it comes down to the 5 fights that I'm talking about, you want to go ahead and talk about these fights one by one, or should we just basically talk about them a la carte? Andrew?
Let's just do it a la carte and do it quickly.
Yeah, Andrew, let's go first.
Oh, what should what would you like me to say?
I mean, basically, we're going to talk about these fights a la carte and fight by fight, but let's do them quickly.
But I'm sorry, I'm confused. Who do you want me to start with, or are we doing picks, or I'm confused.
Do
you want me to do it then, just for this one?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do
Give
this.
me 1 sec. Let me pull it up because I'm gonna go by the website. What's first, and then go down.
Okay.
Okay. So first fight in the Flyweight Grand Prix that we have is Makoto Shinryu versus Ersin Yamamoto.
Okay.
By the way, sorry, just a question. They haven't done the card yet. They haven't
done the order. No.
Wow. Okay, that's usually.
Unfortunately, no, they haven't done the fight order yet, as it was doing this damn podcast. Normally, they would have had this shit out by now.
Yeah,
right.
So that's why I'm just going from top down in this case.
But yeah, Makoto Shinryu. Again, sorry, Andrew. Makoto Shinryu Takahashi, former Bellator and Rizin flyweight title contender. Of course, we know what happened in both of those fights. He got his eye poked out, and he ended up taking an ass whooping from Kyoji Horiguchi. Oh, and by the way, just for the record, Kyoji, who's now in the UFC, against the tournament field, he's 6-0 with 2 KOs and 1 no contest against the field. But still, though, Makoto Shinryu, 19-4-1. You got Ersin Yamamoto, who's 5-7, living off of Guam, and obviously trying to carry on the legacy of his mother and the late great nephew, of course. I mean, the late great uncle, of course.
Norifumi Kid Yamamoto.
Yep, may he rest in peace. But still, though, let's talk about this fight. What do you see will be the, main advantages of a fight like this, Mike?
I would say one, I think Ersin's a better wrestler. I think Shinryu is a better grappler submission guy. As far as stand-up, that's hard to say. I don't think either of their stand-up is especially great, but probably Ersin in that case. That being said, Ersin doesn't have the best chin. And Shinryu's Shinryu, I think he's only been stopped once, and that was by Horiguchi, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think it was the rear naked choke after he got tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Okay. And so my prediction, I think Shinryu's going to submit him probably around second round. I think it's going to be a scramble and Ersin's going to get caught with something.
Okay. Andrew, what say you? What are your hopes for this fight?
I hesitate to say that Ersin is a great wrestler. The only people he's really beaten with wrestling is against guys who don't have good grappling, like Yuki Ito, probably being the most notorious one. I guess Tomizawa as well, but that was Tomizawa's debut as an MMA fighter. I have yet to see him actually I don't think his wrestling credentials are really gonna be that impressive against somebody like Makoto at all. So I think Makoto's better. I actually agree with you, Mike. I think Ersin's probably the better striker. But that's, Makoto's striking has never been good. So I don't know. That's the bar is not so high for that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I just see Makoto just kind of running through him. If, we say submission, Ersin tries to try to take him down. Makoto's great with guillotines, man. He's great with guillotines and that ninja choke front choke, which he got in CFFC a number of years ago. Yeah, I don't see it going past the first round. Yeah.
So Makoto Shinryu will beat Ersin Yamamoto via first round submission.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't see how Ersin beats him other than getting a lucky shot in.
I mean, come to think of it, he's going to have to invent more than a lucky shot when it comes down to facing Makoto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shinryu's too good to get caught and knocked out with just one shot, I think.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Shinryu he's looked kind of suspect in his last few fights. The Kenta fight in Deep, Jose Torres, he kind of fucked up by his own dumb mistakes. I'm assuming he wouldn't try to die for a heel hook in this fight. And the Kenta one was really an odd fight. I don't know why I don't know. That was a fight I think he had after the Horiguchi one. So I don't know. Maybe he had I don't know, post. I know that wasn't his first loss, but lost in a long time, kind of I'm gonna play it safe type fight thing. So yeah, I don't see. Yeah, this is all Makoto's fight, man. This is all Makoto.
I understand, but I still have some type of hopes for Urson to pull off an upset. I mean, if anything, the dude needs to win out just to become noticeable. And by that meaning win out this entire tournament, because all it takes is 3 wins to go over 500 and become a world champion at that.
Yep. Go on to the second one?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Alibek Gadzamatov versus Takaki Soya.
Okay. Alibek is 24 years of age. He's a Dagestani Russian wrestler fighting out of Turkey. As for Takaki Soya, he's 36 years of age. I mean, he's basically impressed more people in the ring than he has in his ring walks with that one Utada song he came out to. I mean, obviously, we all know Beautiful World, but still, though, point of the matter is, entrance aside, Takaki's a monster. It's just the fact that he's going up against an undefeated guy at 5-0 who's just basically been a machine, whether it be in ACA, ACB, or even in Ryzen so far. I mean, Mike, what say you? What are your thoughts about this fight?
It's a good fight. I think Soya can win it. I'm going to go with Gadzamatov or Alibek, because I can't pronounce these damn names to save my life. But I will I'll go by knockout. Oh, but like I said, Soya's got a real shot because he can strike, and he's got pretty good takedown defense from what I've seen. Beating John Dodson, even at 40 and how boring the fight was, it still carries some weight, I think. My one question with Alibek would be, he beat a fighter who was coming up who's a natural 115er in his only appearance in Daichi Kitakata. So I'm just wondering, is he for real? Or because this is probably the best fighter he's fought up to this point. We'll see. He's fighting someone his own size. That would be my question.
I mean, and you don't think that he's gonna? I mean, you think that he's gonna run through him, but you think it's gonna be a challenge?
No, I don't think he's gonna run through Soya. I think he's gonna win. I think he's pretty damn good, but I want to see for sure, because him running through an undersized 115er in Daichi Kitakata is different than fighting Takaki Soya.
Understood. Especially considering the fact that in the case of Soya, he has a lot more experience compared to Alibek.
Yes. The one thing I will say, Soya's issue has been the lack of activity because of his Crohn's disease.
Oh, right, of course. And he's basically been as much a warrior outside the ring as he has been in it.
Yeah. And I have no doubt that a couple of his losses to Nakamura and maybe to a lesser extent, the Uzbek, the Uzbek who signed with UFC. I'm blanking on his name. I'm sure that on Temerov. I'm sure to a point that on and off, as far as recovering and training on and off, has affected his performances at various points in his career. So I'm hoping that's behind him, because he's going to have to be 100% to beat Alibek.
Understood. Andrew, your thoughts on this fight?
I will kind of disagree with you, Mike, about the Temerov fight. Temerov that guy is levels above Soya. I'm sure that the Crohn's didn't help, but I think even without Crohn's being Nakamura won, maybe I'll give you that, because that's an embarrassing loss, and that should have been all Soya. He should have mowed down Nakamura, who has no chin at all at this stage. For this fight, I know that Alibek's kind of he's the doesn't have the experience, but listen, man, he's training out of Dagestan. He's training out of Khabib's camp, I believe. Last name has OV in it. I cannot discount a guy with those credentials. Now, the other thing is I know that so if there's something we've learned about the Dagestani guys is that if they know they're going up against a striker, they will very rarely ever try to make it a striking fight. That happened with Khabib, Justin Gaethje, Makachev did that with he's maybe the exception. The one time he got into a striking match, somebody got knocked out eons ago. So I don't think Alibek's is gonna fall for that. I think he's gonna take this guy down numerous times, and I think he's gonna win that way. I don't know if he's gonna finish Soya. Soya is a hard guy to finish. His finishes, him being finished, are few and far between. I'm picking Alibek to win this one.
Okay. I mean, you think he's gonna probably run over Takaki Soya?
Yeah.
Okay, I can understand that. Let me guess. First round?
No, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it's gonna go. I think he's gonna wear him down for 3 rounds and get a decision win. 30-29 if you ask, or 29-28, possibly 29-27, maybe even.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't even know we were scoring these fights by round instead of by the whole, which is what Ryzen has.
Well, I'm just computing it to some sort of numerical thing so folks can understand.
Understood. Next fight, Mike.
Yuki Ito versus Inkazimu Zulu.
I think the correct pronunciation is Nkazimulo Zulu. But
gotcha.
Yeah, just call him King Shaka Zulu because that's what his nickname entails.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I was going to say, may as well start. Long story short, Ito is counterpuncher, really fast. Grappling is not great. And Zulu is well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
Better grappler, but he can certainly strike to an extent.
Right, of course. I mean, when it comes down to Zulu, he's a pillar of African MMA. He's the first African mixed martial. Well, let me rephrase that. Aside from, of course, Manel Cape, he's the first African fighter outside of Manel to get a win, and he's only the first South African fighter to get a win in the Rising Fighting Federation after a bunch of failed attempts from Boyd Allen and Dylan West. I mean, basically, this dude, we all remember his fight that got him the flyweight title opportunity when he debuted in Rising. He just ran over his opponent.
Joe Arai, yeah.
Joe Arai. But when he fought Kyoji Horiguchi, it was like he was basically at a standstill for most of the fight, even though there were some moments where he dominated.
Dropped Horiguchi, once or twice, and he rocked him several times as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even though Zulu got the loss in that particular fight, it was enough for Rising matchmakers to just basically say, hey, let's bring this man back on. I mean, we know he's 35 years old, but he has what it takes to be one of the biggest names in African MMA. And as far as Ito goes, 28 years young, 18-6 overall as far as Tapology goes, but I mean, what can you say about him that basically haven't been said about him before, right?
Yeah, he's, like I just said, he's a really good counter puncher. He's really fast. He's very tough as well. So I think this is going to, I believe I picked Ito by knockout on the We Are Rising podcast. I'm still going to go with that because I think he'll be able to time Zulu enough. He's faster, I think, that he can knock him out with a counter left, but it wouldn't shock me if Zulu submits him or grinds out a decision.
Okay, and let's just say if it's in the case of Zulu, what would he need to do to win?
I would say grapple because that's Ito's Achilles heel.
Okay. Andrew, what say you? What are your thoughts about this fight?
Basically, Mike crunched it down better than I could. Ito's weakness is grappling. Yeah, Sulu's actually a really good MMA grap. Quite a few submissions on his record. And he knocked down Kyoji a few times. Gotta give him that. But I don't think he's going to outstrike Ito, but I think he's going to outgrapple Ito. And that's where he's going to win the fight, I think. I don't think he's going to finish. I don't think he can submit Ito. I think it's going to be a 3-round decision win for him.
Yeah. And the other thing is he can't be overly aggressive. He's got to let Ito come to him.
Oh, yeah, of course. Most definitely. Especially considering the fact that, he doesn't want to basically screw himself up to the point of him getting, somewhat dominated like how he did in the Horiguchi fight, despite all the knockdowns and, all the times that Zulu dominated Kyoji in that fight.
Yeah, because like I said, because Ito style, he has this reputation for being aggressive. It seems he's a counterpuncher. Like Laramie came right at him, and Ito countered him to hell.
Oh yeah, TJ Laramie. I mean, we're going to talk about who should have been in this tournament in a little bit, but still, though, Laramie is definitely one of those names that should have been in this. But still, though, basically, when it comes down to this fight, it's either going to lead to Ito dominating or Zulu pickpocketing Ito with grappling.
Yep. And then anything else to add, Andrew?
No, that's basically how it's going to be. While I'm picking Zulu, Ito can still win in the striking department. You can still win the fight that way.
Cool. Go on to the next one.
And the next one is Jose Shorty Torres versus Hiromasa Ogikubo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or Sugi no Shiai. Jose Torres versus Hiromasa Ogikubo. I'll go first. I'm going to go with a long story short. I think Ogikubo is going to win the grappling and the wrestling, and I think he'll win a decision like he always does when he wins. Shorty Torres is going to have to be on point with his takedown defense. Otherwise, he's going to get laid on for 3 rounds.
I mean, come to think of it, Andrew and I talked to Torres, and of course, yeah, we know that Torres is from the south side of Chicago. We know that Torres basically had this decorated amateur career with the IMMAF and then had a run in Titan FC and then the UFC, which was, equal parts crazy with the fight that he had with Jared Brooks, equal parts bad with the fight that he had with Alex Perez. But ever since going to Brave CF, the dude has changed his style up a lot, and I'm not talking about getting the opportunity to just showcase his geeky side during entrances, but the dude has really changed his fight style up since devoting himself to Brave CF. And in that one Rising fight that he's had so far on New Year's Eve, I mean, he showed graces of, himself that I'm pretty sure we wished we'd seen in the UFC. Am I?
Yeah, you are. If you can grapple with, and in some cases out grapple Shinryu at points, you're pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering the fact that, there were many times when Torres had Shinryu on the ropes, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. We won the fight, so clearly. But
you still think that Ogikubo is going to win this one via decision?
I do, because I do think Ogikubo is like a level below Horiguchi, but a level above everyone else.
Okay. And Andrew, what say you? What are your thoughts about Torres versus Ogikubo?
100%. Yep, that's how it's going to be. Ogikubo is going to just grind out a win. 3 rounds, 3 wrestle to his heart's content. I guess Torres can maybe get a lucky shot in, but Torres really isn't a KO punching guy, really. He's more of a grappler. He's actually I think he has a wrestling background, like you said, and he's more of a grappler in that sense. But yeah, man, Ogikubo always has a way to just he beats people that are below his age. You know, he's just one of those guys that just hasn't lost that competitive edge as he got older. He had some losses, you know. I mean, listen, I think if they did a rematch between him and Social Kim, I think Ogakubo would win that. I think he beat Kai in the second rematch, though. Kai did break his hand that fight, so he was severely hindered. The one guy he will just never confidently beat is Horiguchi, but he has a chance to beat everybody else.
I see. Well, in my case, I think I'm going to be the odd man out and say that Torres will win this fight, mostly because of the fact that he has great grappling game, but also, you know, I won't be surprised if Torres does win this fight, that it will be mostly by submission.
I could see it happening, but he's got to be on point with his wrestling. At least takedown defense.
The other thing also about Ogakubo is that he just never tires out. I don't know what this man is like. I don't know what Torres' gas tank is, but I can't believe that's like on the same level as Ogakubo's. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'll get more tired than Ogakubo will.
In all likelihood, yeah. And Christian, I was going to say, Ogakubo obviously being a level below Horiguchi, like it's the styles make fights. The comparison I would make is probably Junior Jones versus Marco Antonio Barrera or Vernon Forrest, Shane Mosley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Especially considering the fact that when it came down to the Barrera versus Junior Jones fight, I mean, Junior Jones was coming in all cocky and brash, but, you know, he still got outworked and outclassed by Marco Antonio Barrera.
Opposite.
Oh, what?
Opposite. Junior Jones beat Barrera twice.
Oh, right. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Barrera had much more success, but just the style. Mm-hmm. It's weird how that works. Just, you don't know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you could also say in the case that it was more like Prince Nassim Hamed versus Marco Antonio Barrera.
Maybe, but I mean, like, if you're talking about I'm just saying, like, multiple fights between these people and the same guy winning all 2 or 3, those are the 2 that I can think of. There's plenty of them. Maybe the MMA equivalent to a lesser extent because the guy was washed up is Ken Shamrock, Tito Ortiz.
Oh God.
But I mean that would be maybe Fedor Nogueira. Mm-hmm. Because Fedor obviously Fedor was better, but he also had a style that Nogueira just couldn't solve.
I see. Andrew, you got any thoughts on this? I mean,
nope, just Ogakubo. It's gonna be Ogakubo's night. Might be his tournament even. Might even be his tournament, depending on who that win and who he gets paired up with.
Right. I just thought it'd be an interesting little point to point out with Ogakubo. Like, it's a testament to how good Ogakubo is. That the one person that's really been able to outclass him has been an all-time great in Horiguchi.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, Horiguchi being the 2021 Japan Bantamweight tournament winner, I mean, if he does win this fight, you know, it would be a long-time redemption arc finally completed because, you know, he was supposed to have gone to the UFC. They didn't get him.
No. I mean, and if I remember right, Ogakubo, are you talking about are you talking about Ogakubo? Because he won the Grand Prix in 21.
Yeah, Ogakubo won the Grand Prix in 2021. He didn't get the opportunity to fight in the UFC because, of course, you know, he lost the Ultimate Fighter that season, but that entire season was done, you know, on the show. They didn't really give a champion an opportunity to showcase themselves. I mean, why do you think that Tim Elliott's still stuck in the fucking prelims to the UFC?
Yeah, that's very true. Anyway, want to go on the next one?
Yeah, we can go on to the final one. That will be
Yuki Motoya versus Hiroya.
Yeah, Yuki Motoya versus Hiroya Kondo.
I had to do that.
I understand, but still, though, Motoya, the most experienced championship level fighter in this tournament, and that would be the fact that he's a double champion in Deep, former flyweight champ, former bantamweight champ, basically Mr. Deep, so to speak. Deep Fangaista. I think is his actual nickname.
Something like that. I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's okay. I just basically had to search for it myself. And then you got Hiroya Kondo, who, despite his 11-13-1 record, I mean, dude's been knocking people out.
His last fight was that destruction of Shinotsuka. What was the previous one? I can't remember what it was.
I mean, I'm doing the searching right now. It was Tatsuki Shinotsuka more recently, but it was also a win over Yuya Shibata.
That's right, Monkey Shibata.
Yeah.
At the landmark last year.
Yeah, and a knockout win over Joe Arai back on New Year's Eve 2023.
And then the loss to Tokoro in between.
Yeah. And the loss to Yusaku Nakamura, and the loss to Yuki Ito as well. But still, though, point of the matter is Hiroya Kondo, or Hiroya for short. I know, Andrew, I know. But still, though, when it comes down to Hiroya, I think he might be the dark horse of this tournament.
He's going to have to... I'll go first.
Go ahead, Mike.
I think that Motoya is better in every aspect. Obviously, Motoya's boxing has improved. He's got awesome submissions, of course, and his experience. My concern, and Andrew and I touched on this, would be he hasn't made 125 in a very long time, I believe. Yep. So the question becomes, can he make the weight comfortably? And if he does make weight, is he going to be drained?
I mean, in the case of Motoya, he hasn't had a flyweight fight in almost a decade, dating back to when the promotion first started, when he supposedly lost to Felipe Ephraim, but the fight got overturned because Ephraim missed weight.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I think Hiroya can outwork him with the youth, but I think Motoya is better in every aspect. So if he's not weight drained, I think Motoya wins by submission.
But basically, do you agree that Hiroya might be the dark horse of this tournament?
I do. He's much better than his record indicates to me, but he's matched really hard in the first round, I think.
I see. Andrew, what say you? What are your thoughts about the Motoya versus Hiroya fight?
First off, say that I don't think that Hiroya's record, he's better than his record. I think he's improved a lot throughout since when he's made his debut in Ryzen, and he definitely had some close fights. The Ito one being one of them, Yuki Ito fight. I want Yuki Motoya to win because I'm just tired of all these JTT guys getting a million chances. And I think what was the phrase use Mike when it comes to like ticket sales or buying power? What was that phrase that you use? I forgot.
I'm not 100% sure. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
That's it. Yes.
That's a Hasim Rahman quote that always stuck with me.
And I'm fine with Ryzen being a business, but also like I hate this. And UFC does this as well. They did it with Sage Northcutt. They did it with Paige Van Sant. Probably a few other ones. I just don't like to see people get overly pampered, especially when okay, I see you guys are trying to do something with them. I don't know. I never like the fires who the companies are trying to push onto me, if that makes sense. I always like to go to the ones that the companies are always like, no, that's not the one that we want you to cheer for.
Basically, in your case, Andrew, since you're such the movie buff, it would be like the Mean Girls scene of them saying, "Stop trying to make fetch happen."
I guess so. I haven't never seen Mean Girls. I don't know anything about Mean Girls other than it's a musical.
I remember it vaguely. It's been so long.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick Motoya just based on experience, based on the fact that also as well, this guy beats guys half his age. He still has it as a fighter, and if he fights the way that he fought against Ota both times, he'll win this fight very easily. because I have no doubt that Hiroya's grappling is nowhere near the level of that Matoya's is.
Yeah.
I'll say a third round finish. I'm gonna say a third round finish for Matoya.
And you don't agree that Hiroya is the dark horse of this tournament.
Dark horse, you mean underdog?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Ursan, if we're going by record, then Ursan would technically you can make the argument that Ursan is considering his record. I mean, he's under 500, but he's had less fights as well, and doesn't really have to come from the most, I guess, accredited camp. I guess.
No, and he was matched insanely freaking hard too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, it would have been interesting if they put Hiroya and Ursan together. That would have been a more interesting one to see the kind of two under 500 guys face off. I think.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
But yeah, I don't think he's a dark horse at all. If when the company's behind him, I can't say that somebody in the company is gonna try to push no matter what is a dark horse in any sense. That's not an underdog.
I see. Now,
to be fair, there's a difference between being an underdog as a fighter and being given a promotional push because you got like a charisma or something. To me, there's a difference.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
When it comes down to the fighters who aren't in this tournament, I mean, we mentioned TJ Laramie for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Comes down to the fighters who are not in this tournament. Who do you think are some of the fighters that should have been in consideration for this tournament? Because I think that, John Dotson should have been in this tournament, but then again,
he's not coming off a loss, and you have all that stuff with BKFC.
Yeah, all that bullshit, especially considering what type of business BKFC is on now, so to speak.
Yeah, and all the issues with Triller.
Yeah, don't even get me started with those. But still, though, aside from Laramie and aside from Dotson, who do y'all think could have been in this tournament that would have made at least a little bit of sense, even if it was for a reserve fight?
Honestly, that would probably be my reserve fight. Would have been my reserve fight. I suppose you could have had Monkey Shibata because he did beat Ursan. Maybe. Oh my God, I'm blanking on these names. Sorry.
Maybe Tatsuki Shinotsuka?
I could see that because he's a draw, he's a name, so you would think that would give him an opportunity. Maybe Tomizawa.
Yeah, Daichi Tomizawa, probably.
I thought he did pretty well against Ursan considering the lack of experience. I mean, there's more. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I see. Andrew, what say you?
Well, first off, I mean, I think the first thing I would say is that if I was booking this tournament, the people who lost their previous fights, or I guess whatever the qualifying fights were, would not be in the main portion of the tournament. Because then, what do you say? You set a precedent that if you lose, you can still be rewarded. I don't like that. Now, Hiroya was going to get in this tournament regardless. For example, they were going to give him the easiest fight to say, "Oh, this is why I qualified." But and I'm sure that if Shinryu hadn't lost Torres, they wouldn't have booked that fight with Ito. And I got another guy who lost. So if it were up to me, I would have taken out the guys who've lost their previous fights. And Zulu, maybe you can make an exception because it was a title fight and he lost that and Kyoji left. Who should be in it? Again, I'll point to Yamato Fujita, but that might be political stuff. I know King Silo desperately wants to see Chiro Ito back in Ryzen, but for some reason that's probably never going to happen. I don't know why.
Let me get politics in that too, huh?
I guess so. I have nothing else. I don't know what else it could be. I'm trying to think of let's see. I mean, Ochi has fought a few times at flyweight.
Mamedov?
I he kind of sucks though. That's the thing. He's kind of like out of all the Azerbaijani guys, he kind of is like not that good. Plus, I don't know. Seems like the only Azerbaijani guy that they really give a shit about now is Vugar.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot of guys that really. I'm trying to think right off the bat. Brave FC, because that's the thing. Torres and Sawyer were originally also not supposed to be in this. I don't know what happened. Torres was supposed to have a fight in Brave FC. I don't know what happened with that fight. If it got canceled or they said to take the Ryzen fight instead or something. So
yeah, they probably take the Ryzen fight.
I'm going through my head right now, trying to think of any fighters that are in deep that are 125ers. I wonder. Let's see if there's one guy who I think is a. Oh wait, I don't think he's a 120. He's a 125er. But let me see. It's so bad. It's too bad that what's his name is in One Purgatory. Yuya Wakamatsu. Because he would have been perfect.
Plus, isn't one flyweight bantamweight anyway?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Oh, I forgot about that whole thing. Who am I thinking of then? Oh, Tatsumitsu Wada. That's who I'm thinking of. Tatsumitsu Wada.
Just lost.
Yeah. Oh no, but I'm just saying, like at the time that they're booking this. When did he? When did he?
Lost
I forgot.
Last Friday.
Oh, okay. So technically, if you could still count that. You know who I'm surprised they didn't bring back? Jung Hyun Lee, the Korean fighter from Road FC. I'm surprised they didn't put him in because I know he lost to Shinryu.
He also lost
Ito
as well.
Yeah,
he lost Ito as well, so that's why.
But he was also a brash talker.
Yeah,
Ryzen kind of likes that.
And plus, fight against Laramie.
Yeah, but Dodson, that whole thing at BKFC was obviously was kind of bullshit. So I don't think he was going to be in this tournament. It's very hard. It's very hard to me. I'm going through my deep roster right now in my brain, trying to think of Yamato Fiji. You could Tokoro. You could maybe have done Tokoro.
I thought of him, but
I don't know. I don't know if you could do Hideo Tokoro in this tournament. I mean, let's face it, dude hasn't fought at flyweight in a very long ass time.
He fought Arroyo though. Wasn't the Arroyo fight at flyweight?
Arroyo was at flyweight. I think it was at flyweight.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, he has more of a case. He has way more of a case to be in it than Arroyo, quite honestly.
I mean, that I can understand. I can also understand that BKFC has been on their bullshit forever, so to speak. But still, though, neither here nor there. When it comes down to it,
I'm gonna Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I think we can make a whole shit ton of good cases for fighters who have been out of this tournament. I mean, who were supposed to have been in this tournament, but have been sidelined due to other shit. And by the way, Reaper Jones 202 said, guys. But still, though, point up is
looks like Baron Samedi.
Baron Samedi.
The mask.
Oh, right. But still, though, point of the matter is, let's just hope that the fights are actually good enough to the point where even if there is a reserve fight, and like I said, the fans voting on this is bullshit because, it just basically make it feel like you're on a reality show or something. And
again, Chris, it's not the fans that are voting. Again, Chris, it's not the fans that are voting. It's influencers and media. That's what Shu Hirata said. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're not like putting out a poll. They're not. People at the Super Ryzen Arena are not taking out a buzzer from their chair.
Oh,
and,
you mean
it that way?
You mean like the early 2 seasons of America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. I don't know how they're doing the voting. I don't know who's doing the voting and how and what their criteria is. So maybe we'll find out. At the press conference this week, they'll divvy that out.
Yeah, But still, though, I don't trust influencers voting on my shit.
No.
I mean, if anything, I would probably want to sock one of those influencers straight in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Still, though, that's another story for another time. The point of the matter is, we've been through all the important and somewhat important fights on the card. We only got 4 fights to talk about left, so let's go ahead and talk about the fight that just got changed. And that would have been Karshiga Doubtbeck versus Kiyoma Akimoto, but as we all know, Doubtbeck is out with a herniated disc in his neck. So replacing him is Koki Playboy Okada,
who is 0-2.
I mean, is this just a gimme fight for... No, actually, it's not a gimme fight for Akimoto. It's basically a tune-up fight for Akimoto.
Yeah. Should I go first? I'm trying to think. What's up? No, did you want me to go first, or are you going to do the particulars first?
I mean, kind of
sorry.
All I just know is that both of these two dudes are not old enough to get a drink in this country. But still, though, go ahead and talk.
I was going to say, long story short, Akimoto, we know his credentials. He's a long-rangey southpaw, good striker, competent grappling, competent wrestling, much better than Okada in everything except maybe striking, because Okada did fight in K1. So he's got he's a pretty decent kickboxer. You can make a case he beat Hiroto Gomyo on New Year's Eve in the first part of that event. But yeah, this feels like a tune-up. I give Okada credit for taking the fight on short notice, but it did feel like it feels like a tune-up, honestly.
I see. Andrew, your thoughts?
So I know that Sam in the I think it was Sam or 128 bits asked in the Discord why this wasn't given to somebody else like Kagiwara. Well, there was two things. One, it's a week notice, so they have to find somebody who can make weight. Eyeball test with Okada with Playboy. I'm guessing he weighs around 145, 150. So this is not going to be like a brutal weight cut within a week. The other thing is, let's just say there were other names that were thrown around like Taichi Nakajima and Takeji Yokoyama. And if you put Hagiwara in there as well, here's the thing. Those are real high level Hagiwara to some extent, but Yokoyama, high level grappler. Nakajima still beats guys at high level, despite his age and all that. So you also want to kind of Ryzen is this is kind of like why I don't get behind the guys that companies really like force, is that they want, if they're going to give him a last minute opponent, they're giving someone who on paper is easy. I'll say this: Playboy's not an easy fighter, though. He came close. I think he won that fight against Gomyo. I thought he lost against.
You can make the case for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he won at all against Full Swing. I think he lost that pretty handily. I don't know why it was a split decision. But here's, and like you said, he's a striker. He's a striker. That's him as a striker. But again, coming on this on short notice, coming on this, with Akimoto who's had a full camp, I don't think he's gonna have that much of a chance. Unfortunately.
Think of it. How long do you think that Okada will last? And keep in mind, the dude's only 26. So I apologize for not mentioning the fact that he is old enough to get a drink in this country. But still, though, as far as 0-2, both of those fights be a split decision, how quick do you think he'll get to a third loss?
I think it'll be another decision loss for him. Again, he's a hard guy to put down. He doesn't really give up. So I have to give it to him with that. But I just think he's going to be outsized, out technique by Akimoto. I would be so happy. I would be so happy if Playboy wins, because this would just be another bump in the road for JTT and just them being shoved down our throats so much.
I see, Andrew. I see. Now, let's talk about the important fight that basically has title implications, and that would be Patricky Pitbull Fury coming back into Ryzen, obviously, one of the two Pitbull brothers. Both of them can combine to be Mr. Bellator, which they both became record setters in that promotion. But still, though, you got Patricky Pitbull, 2019 Rising Lightweight Grand Prix tournament participants, taking on Shunta Nomura, the deep lightweight champion, who's 9-2 overall, and a win by either one of these two fighters could net them a fight with Roberto Satoshi de Souza for the lightweight title. Mike, your thoughts?
I like this fight a lot. I think Pitbull has lost 4 in a row. That is true. But I still think he's a solid fighter and better grappler than Nomura. Not sure about the striking, but Nomura is competent striking-wise, and I just think his youth and his pace, I think, will be too much for Pitbull in the end. That being said, I do think Pitbull has a real shot at winning this. I kind of would like to see Pitbull win just so we could see the Patricky rematch Satoshi when Satoshi is fully prepared.
Yeah, but under Rising rules this time, because the last time Patricky and Satoshi fought, it was the Bellator Lightweight Grand Prix quarterfinals. Satoshi was put in as a late notice replacement, and he still got snuffed.
Yes. And I will also say this, because of Patricky's age in the fighting context, how much does he really have left? Because he didn't look great in his PFL fights, as I recall.
Of course he didn't look great. I mean, you coming into a new promotion for the first time and Lord knows how long. I mean, especially when said new promotion bought out your old promotion, and you're not going to come in with the best of hands, so to speak.
No, but I think Nomura will win by decision.
Okay.
I'll work him.
Same pick with you, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm gonna I watched Pitbull's most recent fights, the ones in Bellator and PFL, and yeah, he has not looked good at all. His age is showing a lot. He's still, he's got fight IQ, but he's just I don't think he has that the fighter's soul or whatever. Just that I think that's left him for a long time ago. This is not the same Pitbull that was dominating years ago in Bellator. This is the one that knocked out Chandler?
Maybe he's the one that knocked out Gustavo, right?
Yes. That's still also a different Pitbull. The one who knocked out Gustavo, the one who knocked out, I think Kawajiri was in that was the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
This is and the one who also did what he did to Satoshi as well. That was
yeah.
And also, that was also a quick notice fight for Satoshi. Also, Satoshi broke his hand in that fight as well, so he was severely compromised. People don't understand a broken hand is very hard to fight with. And somebody's broken their hand, you'd be surprised what you cannot do with a broken hand.
Well, that's Mayweather.
Yeah. The one time he ever looked vulnerable.
Against Carlos Famoso Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Nomura. Nomura also has looked like he had the rematch with Eto and Deep, and he lost him previously. Oh man, he looked so good in that rematch. So
looked good against Gustavo.
He looked good, okay, but then I think that was a real premature stoppage. But
I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked relatively good against him. If they had just done the Pitbull Satoshi rematch on this show, I wouldn't have been so up. That would have been a fine fight to make, I think. Even if they did rematch with Pitbull and Gustavo, I think that's fine as well. But this is Nomura's fight to win. I think 3-round decision win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when it comes down to a fight in the featherweight division that pretty much has some age versus youth vibes, I mean, you talk about a 39-year-old Patricky Pitbull versus a 27-year-old Shunta Nomura. What about a 42-year-old Masanori Kanehara versus 29-year-old, again, sorry, Andrew, Bren Yaman Sukiyama? Mike, you go first.
Okay. I like this fight. It's classic veteran versus up and comer or younger fighter, I should say. I know Andrew doesn't think they're talking smack in the traditional sense, but there's some intrigue because they've been jawing back and forth a little bit. So that's interesting. And Kanehara's both are coming off losses. One is a solid vet, like a better grappler than striker, but can strike, and one of them is just a pure striker in Yaman. It's going to depend on how much Kanehara has left because Chihiro steamrolled him. How much of a chin he has left, and if Yaman's been working on his grappling. And I'm going to go with Kanehara by submission.
I mean, so you think that there's still a little bit of, do you still think there's a little bit of grapple power left in that old tin hat of Kanehara?
I do. But it would not shock me if Yaman starches him.
Okay. Andrew, what say you?
It took me a while to think about like the winner of this fight, or who I think will win this fight. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kanehara also coming off a layoff for a long time always worries me as a fighter. They either come back really good or they get fucking destroyed. So here's the thing also is that Kanehara, all of his losses have been in the first round. I think only exception is there's one when he's been for all of his finish losses. And Yaman is a powerful striker, man. I think he can one punch KO like he did against Suzuki. He could do the same to Kanehara. Because I don't know, unless Kanehara goes for a takedown as soon as the bell rings. I just, Kanehara's been kind of just not really grappling a lot. He will grapple with people that he knows like as almost like a backup almost, if that makes sense. But he's been trying to strike with so many fighters recently. Like the only person he really grappled against was against Kleber. And yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Yaman. I'm gonna say first round KO.
I see. And come to think of it, you're saying that Yaman's gonna win via first round knockout. I mean, you're not even gonna give Kanehara a chance.
Kanehara, his chin he won't be able to have he's gonna get knocked out if he gets punched by Yaman. That's just how it is. Now here's the other thing with Yaman. He hasn't fought since the Trinidad fight, and he got cracked badly in that match. So I'll assume unless I see otherwise, if he gets knocked out in this one, I'll be like, yeah, his shit is gone. But Trinidad just hits like he's got cement for hands.
And to be fair, Kanehara can strike a little bit.
He can strike, yeah, but also I think he can strike in a way that doesn't really affect Yaman. I'm gonna say at this point, I don't think can knock out Yaman.
Maybe, but I will say this: Yaman is very wild.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna hurt Kanehara is his wildness.
It could, but it also could. But Yaman could run into a counter, get dropped, and then get submitted.
That's true. No, that's true. That's entirely possible. But I gotta pick my brain is saying Yaman for this.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's an unpredictable fight. That's what makes it so great.
You know what? Speaking of unpredictable fights, you got a 150-pound catchweight fight between Takahiro Ashida, who's been thrown through the ringer in Rising competition, versus recent kickboxing turned MMA convert Naoki the Joker Tanaka, who only goes by Naoki.
Former Rise champion.
Yeah, former Rise champion, one fight veteran of Glory Kickboxing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he won his mixed martial arts debut at 1 minute and 48 seconds of the first round against Takahiro Okamura in Deep about a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. A.K.A. the guy that beat Dark Rakuto with the armbar.
Yeah. I mean, so when it comes down to this fight, and Andrew, in this case, you'll go first. I mean, do you think that Naoki is bitten off a little bit more than he can chew when taking on a veteran in the case of Ashida?
Not at all. I think I can definitely say confident that Ishida's shot at this point as an MMA fighter. He is not. I was there when he got destroyed by Jin Aoi for the deep featherweight title. He's gotten knocked out by Ren Hiromoto. Granted, that was a kickboxing match. He's been knocked out by Kanehara, as we had talked about. Yeah, he is. Again, he goes for takedown the minute the bell rings. Then maybe he can win. But fight starts standing. I think he's gonna get cracked and he's gonna get wobbled. And I think Naoki is gonna KO him.
How quick?
I'll say first round KO.
Okay, same with you, Mike.
Yeah, but it wouldn't shock me if Ashita has even a little left. I could see him winning this fight by submission. So we'll see.
I mean, come to think of it, Ashita is 35 years old. He's fought in 45 professional MMA fights compared to Naoki's years of kickboxing experience, but his one mixed martial arts bout. I mean,
yeah, but Ashita's has looked used up these last few times.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know if he's got what it takes in him, but hey, we'll see. And the last fight we want to talk about is a battle between two kickboxing to MMA converts. That would be the Hypernova Taiga Kawabe versus Shogo Kuriaki. In the case of Taiga, this is his second mixed martial arts bout, but he's had plenty of experience in Rising before. I mean, obviously, who can remember the times where he just came to Rising just to straight up lose? And as far as Kuriaki, like I said, kickboxing to MMA convert. This fight will be contested at 137 pounds. So, Mike, I got to say first, when it comes down to Kuriaki, I mean, you probably know more about him than we do as far as kickboxing goes. What do you think will probably happen in this fight?
Well, for starters, he does have a little bit of experience under the unlimited rule set knockout. I believe I want to say it's 2 or 3 fights. He might be 1-1, 1-2, something like that. So he's got a little bit of experience in the grappling aspect of it. Not obviously full MMA, but it's there. And he's a solid kickboxer, but even at his best, he was not on Taiga's level as far as striking. My question is, how long has he been training MMA, and will any of his not unlimited experience be able to translate? I know he started in shoot boxing, but that was a long time ago. And Taiga, I would think, would be at least has had some time to prepare grappling. So I'm not sure on this one.
I see. Andrew, what are your thoughts about the Hypernova versus the Phoenix?
Well, I think this will be a fun fight. This is going to have shitty white belt grappling, and I love fights with shitty white belt grappling. Yeah, the other thing is that also I don't think even though he's done the unlimited rules, I don't think that a lot of these kickboxers, shoot boxers, I don't think that I'll say shoot boxing. I mean to say because he does have experience in that it translates to MMA kind of 1-to-1. Yeah, Taiga's been training MMA much longer, and I have to assume is much more well-rounded since his first fight with Genji Omeno. And he looked okay in that. He looked okay, but he just doesn't know grappling defense. So I'm still picking Taiga. He's just gonna. I don't know what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a wild fight between these two.
It could be boring as hell, or it could be really fun.
Oh no! But based on that first fight, I have to disagree. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong.
You're probably thinking of that one Paul Daly fight in Bellator where it was him versus somebody. I mean, who am I talking about, Andrew?
Oh, I don't remember. I have no idea. It's been Bellator's might as well have been 100 years ago.
I mean, still, point of the matter is, it would be like a fight between two well-rounded strikers, and then it ends up being a grapple fest for 15 minutes.
That's why I want to be though, because it'll be fun just to see them not in their element.
And as far as Shogo Kuriaki goes, he has fought in Rising before. His last fight as a Rising competitor was back at Rising 39 when he knocked out Kakaru 1 minute 42 seconds of round number 2. So he does have some experience in Rising, just not a whole lot compared to Tiger.
Yeah, and on this big of a stage either.
Oh yeah, exactly. But still, though, now that we pretty much talked a whole hell of a lot about these fights, I mean, to be honest, I just gotta ask, what are 3 of the fights that you're gonna be looking forward to, and what are 3 of the fights that you probably will be looking to do something else off of? Mike, you go first.
Okay, I know I mentioned a few yesterday or for the We Are Rising pod, so I'll just come up with a few different ones. I'm kind of looking forward to Naoki and Ashita. I did like Naoki when he was in Rise, so I'm kind of curious how he's going to do.
Take your time.
Yeah, we forgot about Tatsuya Ando and Ji Yang.
Oh my God! One more fight we forgot to talk about. I mean, my God! Thanks for reminding me, dude.
Sure, because this fight's awesome.
Yes, we forgot about that one particular fight. I don't see it on here.
It's definitely, yeah, this came out of nowhere. This is a phenomenal fight.
Okay, so repeat it. What fight was it again?
Ji Yang versus Tatsuya Ando.
Yes, Ji Yang versus Tatsuya Ando. I still think that Ji Yang and Social Kim should rematch in Road FC.
At some point, yeah. But right now, I mean, considering that Ji Yang coming off a really good win against Kentaro and Tatsuya Ando beat the one Azerbaijani at the last Landmark show, this is an excellent match. 2 southpaws. I will say that Ji Yang is huge for 135, like ridiculous. And Tatsuya Ando's pretty well rounded. He can hit like a truck and he can grapple. He's very underrated grappling wise. I wasn't expecting him to win by submission in his last fight. So I think this is a pick'em fight. I would lean towards Ji Yang, just because of the size difference.
Understood. And you think this fight's probably gonna last the full 3, or
hell no? This is going to end either late round or early round 2 because this is going to a finish, I think.
With Ji Yang winning over Tatsuya Ando.
I do, yes.
Okay, Andrew, same thing.
Oh yeah, I think Ando's gonna win this. He'll be severely outsized, but I gotta give Ando credit. A lot of people pegged Gazanzade was gonna beat him, and no, he knocked him down and choked out the guy. That's the main thing. And I don't know. I think Ando's might be able to finish him. I'll maybe say like a second round TKO KO stoppage by Ando. Do you think Ando could make flyweight?
Maybe. I mean, he's pretty small for 135.
I was gonna say he seems like a guy who could make. Because he fought in Road to UFC at 145, right?
Maybe, but he was also in 1 for a while.
Man,
one championship.
So yeah,
he's fought as high up as 145 for 1. He was the former Shudo bantamweight champion. He fought at the Road to UFC as a 145-pounder. I mean, I don't know. You would have to think that it would be a hard-ass chance for him to drop down from 145 to 135 and even down to 125. Mm-hmm. But still, though, I just don't know how that would help him. But hey, if he can drop down to 125, more power to him. But still, though, Andrew, what are your thoughts about the Ji Yang versus Tatsuya Ando fight?
Oh, I think I'm picking Ando to win. Also happy that Ryzen is capitalizing on both their wins with quick turnaround, with quickish, not immediate quick, but quickish turnarounds. That's one thing I wish Ryzen would do more often. But it's so funny. Someone will get like a big win, and then you never hear from them until like 2 years later, and you already have forgotten about what fight they won last.
No momentum.
Well, sorry, which one?
No momentum.
No momentum. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah. Glad to see them both back. after 2 big wins.
Yeah, keep in mind, this would be Tatsuya Ando's second fight inside the Rising Fighting Federation. This will be Ji Young Yang's 5th fight in Rising.
Oh yeah, speaking of people who are banished, Kazuma Kuramoto.
Oh my God, why
He
is
hasn't
that?
come back in a while.
No, he's fighting in freaking Shudo now.
Oh, okay, just wondering. I mean, I think that's kind of crazy considering the fact that they haven't given him the opportunity to fight. Oh, and by the way, just recently, as about a month ago, he won the Knockout Unlimited Super Featherweight title against, surprise, surprise, Shogo Kuriaki.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that is interesting. But still, though, point of the matter is there's a lot of fighters that could be on the come up and on the callback or the come up when it comes down to future opportunities. But now that we're officially done talking about this 18 fight behemoth, I mean, I can.
Leviathan.
Yes, a Leviathan, indeed. But still, though, what are 3 of the fights that y'all are looking forward to, and what are 3 of the fights that you're not looking forward to?
I'll just Ji Young Yang versus Tatsuya Ando, Naoki versus Ashita, and then I'm gonna go with Mikuru and Kleber on this one because I'm curious about it. I'm curious about what's gonna happen in the rematch. I truly am, and if Mikuru can make those adjustments and be better prepared for the elbows, and if Kleber is gonna be gun shy or psychologically shot because of that brutal knockout. And the only fight I'm really not looking forward to is Izawa because I think it's a mismatch.
Okay, that's understandable. Andrew, what say you?
The 3 I'm looking forward to the most: Kanehara Yaman, Noel versus Suda, and I think Taiga versus Kuriaki is going to be immensely dumb entertainment. So those 3. Any fights I'm not looking forward to? Yeah, definitely Izawa, Shin, maybe Augusto versus Samochuk as well. Yeah, that's basically it. Those are like but I understand you have to do Augusto Samochuk because it's part of the GP, so I'm kind of giving that a little bit of leeway. But yeah, you could have just taken off the fucking not Yama, sorry, Izawa Shin fight, and we wouldn't have fucking given a shit.
I mean, come to think of it, you probably still would have thought that it would have been best for Moeri Suda to face Seiki Izawa, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It would definitely feel like a much bigger deal and a legitimate threat.
And then put Noel against the fighter who's never made atom weights. If she doesn't make if this Shin does not make atom weight, if she misses weight, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh and be like, well, it's kind of Rise's fault because you booked someone who already missed weight once, and then she didn't make weight the second time. It's kind of like you're asking for trouble. So yeah.
I mean, think of it, you're old enough to remember this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, but don't get fooled again.
This will be harder. She has to she's gonna have to travel on a plane. That makes the weight cut harder. She's gonna have to not eat delicious Japanese food while she's there. So yeah, it's gonna be a harder weight cut than the whatever one she had in Road FC.
Andrew, here's a question for you for your disdain for this Shin Izawa fight. What are you looking forward to more, that fight or Fantastic Four First Steps?
Well, here's the thing. At least I can voluntarily not watch Fantastic Four. I'm gonna have to watch this Izawa fight, unfortunately. Maybe the Fantastic Four movie, because maybe it'll be like an okay Fantastic Four movie. I don't know. Probably won't be, but probably a Fantastic Four movie.
I mean, to be honest, Andrew, you're probably looking forward to your next SAG app for acting credit rather than Seiki Izawa versus Yujin Shin. I mean, I'm just saying, dude. Still remember you from that one Hulu movie, Fire Island. But But still, though, point of the matter is, when it comes down to me, the 3 fights I'm looking forward to in no particular order are, and I'm basically not drawing a blank here, Kleber Koike versus Miku Asakura, Jose Shorty Torres versus Hiromasa Kikubo, and I think I am most likely looking forward to. Oh, yeah, right. Pitbull versus Nomura. The one fight I'm not looking forward to, however, is Taka Kenshin versus Masashi Inada.
I mean, that might be, as Andrew put it, dumb entertainment. I mean, it can't be any worse than watching the Colorado Rockies try to play baseball.
I'm at least happy that Inada's like getting a push. So I'm kind of at least happy in that respect. And it's going to probably be a finish. I have to assume there's going to be a finish in that one. So that's why I'm kind of giving that some leeway.
Okay, and then here's another me ripping on sports. Christian, what means less, the atomweight title fight or Summer League title?
Good point. The Summer League title, because of the fact that, what type of progress do you make?
True.
Just because you win a damn Summer League title doesn't mean that you actually get to parlay that into the rest of the offseason and into training camp.
No, but if you can get an Exhibit 10 deal, I'm all for it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to be honest, I thought you were about to say what's more exciting to watch, the women's atomweight title fight or Connecticut Sun WNBA basketball game. I would easily pick the WNBA basketball game because, at least with the Connecticut Sun, even though they have a piss poor record, they're still trying.
Is that where Paige Buchers plays?
No, she plays for the Dallas Wings. But
okay, that should tell you how much I know other than Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
I know. I mean, maybe it's because of the actual sports brain in me, but let's just say any other sport watching right now would probably be a hell of a lot better than Seiki Izawa fighting a supposed atomweight who can't make weight.
Does that include hockey?
Yeah, you can say that. I mean,
okay, good. Go Edmonton.
I'll be honest. But still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to this fight card, you got 18 fights worth of excitement on varying levels, and hopefully you fans will be able to enjoy every single last drop of it. Well, providing you pay the $20 to Ryzen.tv and create your new account or recreate your account, so to speak, just to be able to watch it. But still, though, point of the matter is, Mike, what say you? How can people I know that you don't have social media, but how can people get in contact with you?
I'm just on the Discord at the Ryzen FF Discord as Mr. Ohio. Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. Actually, no. I know because you and I, well, in a normal world, we would be talking about this on the podcast. But what say you, Andrew? How can people get in contact with you?
Well, first, I think the one who gave you that nickname, was it me, Mike? Or was it the name him like a Heyman or whatever his
maybe
the username he goes by?
I don't remember, but either way, it just stuck, and it's easy to type.
Anyways, people can reach me at right there, Real Rising Pod on Twitter, X. Personal is a Benja1. Yeah, just follow if you're not following, and like all the videos on the YouTube channel for the algorithm, please.
Yeah, of course. Because if y'all can basically help us go, we can definitely make this show grow. And also, when it comes down to this show, please please share, subscribe, rate, and review so that we can grow our algorithm as well. As far as Andrew goes, I know you didn't put this over, but I'll go ahead and put it over for you anyways. You can check out Andrew's fight coverage over on MMA Sucker. You can check out my fight coverage, or at least I'm attempting to do so, over on the Focus Fights blog over on Substack. And as far as all the other shit we got for Focus Fights, you can check us out in the URL for the link tree in the description of this episode or the description of this video in case you're watching or listening to it. But yeah, I think that's just about. Oh, and one more thing when it comes down to Rising. Again, Super Rising 4, midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. This Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever you want to watch it on, it'll be happening from the world famous Saitama Super Arena in Saitama City, Saitama Prefecture, Japan, exclusively in North America and around the world on Rising.tv. And Furuhata Takahashi, Gomenasai, he said, so this is another We Are Rising podcast? Well, it's a crossover. Hafu, so to speak.
It's a sister show.
Yeah, you can basically say that. Focus Fights Audio is the sister show to the We Are Rising podcast. Is that true, Andrew?
I would say so, yeah. That's a good way to put it. Or all one network. I guess maybe all one network.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And if you want to be a part of that network, you can join the Rising Fighting Federation fans Discord server. I will put out the link in post, and I will put out the link after we get done here, obviously. Oh, and Furuhata says, I see, just the other day. First time listen to the We Are Rising podcast. Well, domo arigato. Thank you for the listen, Furuhata.
Thank you, Furuhata.
But still, though, on that note, we must bid y'all adieu. And since Jay Wolf ain't on here, and Furuhata says I should subscribe to yours too. Again, domo arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Oh yeah. But still though.
Arigato ne.
Gambate. Surutai. But still though, point of the matter. I'm done. Mike's done. Andrew's done. That's it from us for now. And since I already basically used the Lenny Hart soundbite, and since Jay Wolf is not here, I will say a line for him. And Furuhata saying, are you able to read hiragana? No, not really.
I can.
I understand. But still, though, as Jay Wolf would normally say, as he's on here, pride never die. Pride is rising. And on that note, we are done, and we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.